Another day, another video, but what you guys are going to see in this video will completely shock you all. But before we get into the video, as per usual, like the video as much as possible, comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, click on the notification bell so that you get notified when one of my videos come out, and let us get into the video.
Hi, we're in central London. Do I have your consent for the interview?
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Can a child be transgender? I'm not done. Can a child be transgender?
Yeah, I think so.
How and why? Explain it to me, and for our audience.
The thing is like I'm friends with quite a lot of transgenders, and the thing is I don't think it means like you don't have to fully transition, but it's like a lot of people, they have that thought inside their head, if you know what I mean, where like as a child they feel like they're not in the right body.
You just said. Which is, look, everyone's experimenting with that non-surgical idea.
Yeah,
is that still okay for under 18s, even if it's just pronouns?
Because even still, you're taught like sex ed in primary school, you know what I mean? So you still get talks like that. So I feel like everyone should get a talk of how to like be themselves, treat other people fairly, stuff like that.
I don't know in what world these people believe in the nonsense that they're saying. Are these people stupid? Because what they are saying is stupidity to me. They genuinely believe in their brains that a child who believes Santa Claus is real, a child who believes they can possibly fly and do all sorts of other things, believes that they can change their gender and understands the intricacies of what goes into all of this nonsense. If these people believe in that nonsense, it just makes me not take them seriously, although I already don't take them seriously.
So I think what's really interesting is that you again, very common sense, I like it. So you mentioned sex ed and you mentioned common respect. Is that not very different from saying to little Jimmy, actually you might be a girl? Are they not two very different things?
I think
that's where we have to start the debate.
Yeah, I think that's kind of harder to answer, but so what do you mean? It's like telling people that it's okay for them to be themselves, and then saying like,
well, be who you want to be. When I was growing up, it was be whatever you want to be. But that meant be an astronaut, be a lawyer, be a doctor, that meant fulfill your potential.
Yeah.
For example, if an 8-year-old reaches for the vodka bottle at home, parents should say no, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we can agree that's wrong.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that there's an acceptable conversation going, a legitimised conversation going, that from any age, 4 to 6 is a massive development. Again, 8 to 12 is a huge development.
Yeah.
From any age, this conversation, use of pronouns, live and let live, accept, that didn't necessarily come from the child. It's being taught in schools.
Yeah.
So that's the question we want to find out from the general public is, does that have a place with under 18-year-olds?
I think the thing is though, is children and like under 18-year-olds, they're the most open to everything.
As I've said in previous videos, I genuinely do not think these people listen to the words that come out of their mouth. He just said that they are the ones who are open to everything. So they can be open to the idea that they can fly. So if it's the case that they're open to the idea, do we start putting them on buildings and telling them to try and fly? No, we tell them what is right and what is wrong. And as I've said, they don't understand the intricacies and the confusion about all of this nonsense that the ABCD community is telling them. The fact that you being an adult can't even tell them what to do in their lives tells you all you need to know about what's going on in Western countries.
Like with a lot of it is, if you tell them about it, they're going to be open to hearing other people's views. But it's like if you have like an older demographic, they're going to be a lot more set of how they were brought up.
Yeah. So children are more susceptible.
They don't really teach in school either, do they? Very close.
The children are more susceptible to ideas, basically.
Yeah. It's not like they're getting like brainwashed or anything. It's like as people grow up, they understand more things are just okay. Because it's like you've had that a lot, like back in the past, say like a school in like 1920 or something, they might see things that would be wrong, but by today's standards it's completely okay now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it's very much a progressive model that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Where it comes under the bracket of transgenderism.
Yeah.
Not talking about surgeries, because that is quite extreme. Not everyone does that, but it's definitely being pushed through RSHE, PSHE, whatever it's called, social, economic, health, relationships, etc. So transgender, can a child be transgender? Yes or no?
Yes.
And should it be discussed or within the environment of children under 18?
I think so, yeah.
Can a child be transgender?
Yes.
Why? How?
You are who you are, you're born as you are.
It seems to me like it's prevalent in schools, definitely. It seems to me like it's prevalent in certain areas as well. So when I ask, can a child be transgender? And you say, yeah, they can. It's about how they feel. What does that mean? Like, explain it to me as though I was a 3-year-old, from your perspective.
A child, I mean, I identify as trans as well, but like non-binary. So like if I'd have known the language back then, I would have been someone that would have said, listen, I know for a fact I'm not one or the other, which is why I have complete faith that a child would know who they are as well.
The complete insanity to say that a child knows what they're talking about without questioning it is absolutely absurd. These people are apparently adults and are saying nonsense like this. If it's the case that when a child says something, you should just believe them and it must be true, we can expand this to a variety of things, and based on these people's logic, it should be true because they feel that way. But we all know there are certain things they won't agree to in that regard, and it's just all propaganda and brainwashing is all it really is.
Because of that. So if I'm explaining it to a child, it's not about how you dress, it's just how that they know that they feel on the inside. And if they know that they are as a kid, then I'm really bad at articulating
No, it's fine.
this,
Can I ask about your experience then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Well, so what age did you start to think or feel X, Y, Z, shall we say?
I think, so if I'd have, like I said, if the language had been around when I was a kid, I would have known, but I didn't figure it out. I'm 28 now. I didn't figure it out until the first year of the pandemic in 2020 when I was about 25 years old. So, but making the connections now as an adult, looking back, I'm like, oh, it was so obvious. I was called a tomboy my entire life, and I never really, you know, when I'm a gamer, play games, I was always a boy. Like, it's just, I never felt comfortable.
So you're saying biologically you were born female?
Yes, I was, yeah.
So basically what she's saying is because she was playing games and because she was doing things boys would normally do traditionally, she believes that she's non-binary because of that, and because of the fact that people used to call her a tomboy. Newsflash, you were still a girl, you are just a tomboy and you did things that boys would normally do. It doesn't mean you are a completely different gender, and it's absolutely insane that she said that. And if that doesn't show you that there's propaganda in today's world, who people who originally thought they were a tomboy now believe that they're non-binary, tells you all you need to know about what's going on in the world today.
So like I was just never comfortable being called girl, lady, still not, you know, but like, you know, as a kid. And then I feel like every non-binary trans mass person goes through a period in their life where they dress hyper feminine to try and live up to society's expectation of you are a woman, you must be a woman. And then I figured it out because of TikTok, hilariously, and then was like, oh yeah, no, I know for sure that it is this, and I feel so much better now.
So you were a tomboy?
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah.
Born a female, you were a tomboy, and you got on with life normally?
Yeah.
Normal friends, normal family, within reason. Not sure what normal family is, but okay, fine. And then when you were mid-20s, it all came together, and you said, right, okay, fine, I identify as, and you said non-binary.
Non-binary.
Okay, fine. So how does it work? So you recognise that you are a XX female, is that right?
I'm under that. My sex is female. That is what it is. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I just recognise that my gender it doesn't fit into any female or male bracket.
It's different from sex.
Yeah, and it's, you know, I've got friends who are gender fluid. Some days they identify as male, sometimes they identify as female. For me, I just identify as neither. I'm just me.
So what does it look like then? Put it in my perspective as someone who's learning, I suppose. What does it look like day to day? Does that mean that you play male sports? Does that mean that is it a way you think, or is it a way you feel, or is it action based?
It's just, for me, it's just more of a way I feel. If I was to play sports, I don't know, like, because I think it would be better to join a trans team. They've seen loads of trans football teams popping up, so like maybe that was where I would fit more. I wouldn't fit necessarily into a female team or into a male team just because of who I'd be surrounded by, because everyone is cis. But I don't know, just for me, I just exist, and if people don't like it, then that's okay. That's everyone's opinion. But yeah, now that I've got loads of trans friends as well, it's nice to find a community of people who understand that, yeah, we just want to be ourselves, and it doesn't really, you know, it is what it is. I'm aware that I always stick out no matter where I am.
It's not the fact that you just exist and people don't want you to exist. That's just a lie. People just do not want you going around telling a lie is all it is. People want to go towards the truth, and what the ABCD community believes in is a lie. That's all it is. But of course, the propaganda and the programming begins to come out, and they regurgitate the nonsense that they've heard on social media, specifically TikTok.
Yeah, I don't tend to judge people none too much. I am still trying trying to understand, and every time I ask the question, it comes back to we just want to be, and this is what we feel, and that's kind of it, sort of thing. So based on that, bringing it back to the question, should that be anywhere near under 18-year-olds in terms of ideology, in terms of pushing, in terms of suggestion, in terms of talking, in terms of anything, in terms of debate? Is this an over 18 subject?
No, God no, because a child knows as well, like they know how they feel, and also it's fine to experiment, it's fine to figure things out. I would have experimented younger, not saying I don't have plans right now of doing anything physical or taking testosterone. I do wear a binder, but that's a personal choice, and maybe in the future I would like to get breast removal, but that's not something that, you know, kids, no one is making them take anything. If they want to identify or dress a certain way, or say, listen, I think I'm male but I was born female, then they can experiment with that. I don't think it's a over 18 thing, because you're just cutting off loads of kids that already know who they are, and it's also taking away from people who just want to, I don't know, what's the word? They just want to, what's the word? They just want to...
What, children just
yeah,
want to what?
they just want to... It takes away from any child wanting to just find themselves and discover different parts of themselves. So I think it closes off the whole narrative where people can just be on a journey of self-discovery from a younger age.
This whole thing is nonsense. These people don't even know what they're talking about, and they're trying to push it on kids, which is very telling of what the whole situation and what the whole movement is about. But anyway, that was another video, another reaction. As I usually say, if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video as much as possible, comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at YinkaThatGuy, and I am out.